From the Mumbai studios of Republic TV, it's time for The Debate.
Debate at 9, powered by Sarah.
Good evening, my name is Niranjan and I'm filling in for Arnab Goswami, who's on a break. He will be back very soon on this show. Mehul Choksi has managed to buy 1 month's time in Dominica. And the fight continues for India to bring him back. We have 1 month's time before the hearing resumes. A lot can happen in the next 1 month. That's debate number 1 tonight. Republic continues to track Mehul Choksi. Will Choksi be the first to land back, or will it be Nirav Modi, or will it be Vijay Mallya? It's a very interesting story, and the story is getting much bigger. And at 10 p.m, our dedicated broadcast, our promise to our viewers that India's report on how we are fighting back as a country. Over 1 lakh cases being reported in 24 hours. That's much more than what we recorded at the peak of the first wave. So the fight is not over, the fight continues. And our focus is on getting you the facts of India's fight. Reports from the heartland. Here are the headlines. Dominican court adjourns Choksi hearing. PNB fraudster will be in prison for at least 30 days. Opposition leader in Dominica wants Choksi sent to Antigua, demands investigation on his own government, calls it an international scandal.
Steadfast in its efforts to ensure that fugitives are brought back to India to face justice.
India sets the ground for Choksi extradition, deportation, call it what you like, but he's coming back, makes it clear that all fugitives will be dragged back. A surprise interaction by the Prime Minister with CBSE Class 12 students and parents. Another nationalist, Rakesh Pandita, shot dead by terrorists from Hafiz Saeed's front in Tral, Kashmir. Prime Minister Modi and US Vice President Kamala Harris hold a telephonic conversation. Republic hears that US has officially said it will share vaccines with India. Breaking news on the debate. US will share 7 million COVID vaccine doses with Asia, says White House. And the countries in Asia that will get the vaccines are India, Nepal, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Afghanistan, Maldives, Malaysia, Philippines, Vietnam, Indonesia, Thailand, Laos, Papua New Guinea, Taiwan and Pacific Islands. 7 million vaccines in all, Abhishek. So, it's going to be rationed out, not too many coming India's way. But I think India's been really pitching hard also to ensure that some of these American vaccines get clearances here. But 7 million to all these countries, not sure of how many will be given to India. But what's your sense? We saw that call between the Prime Minister and Kamala Harris a few minutes ago.
Niranjan, apart from the 7 million for South and Southeast Asia, there is a provision as per this release of 6 million doses for some nations that are facing a second surge, which includes India. Now, I don't know whether this rationing was in the mind of Indian interlocutors when we engaged with the Americans to get some share of those 80 million jabs that were to be spared by the United States for the rest of the world, because we obviously need immediate resuscitation of our vaccine program, and this could have helped. I think there would be obviously some fillip coming in by these vaccines, as I said, between 7 million for Southeast Asia and 6 million for the second wave countries. Perhaps India could be getting anything between half to 1 million. That's actually nothing if you look at it, because we are already doing 2 to 3 million doses a day in terms of our own capacity, so far as administering is concerned. So I think this sort of is a bit of a dampener in terms of numbers, apart from the fact that, yes, Americans are being nice. They are not using those 80 million jabs, so they are giving it to the rest of the world.
Yeah, we were expecting, we were told that there were over 50 million doses available, but Sputnik has just shipped in 4 million. I mean, Russia has just shipped in 4 million a few days back. We'll leave it at that. Thank you, Abhishek. And the big story this evening, Choksi extradition has been delayed for another 30 days, but Mehul Choksi will spend those 30 days in a Dominican prison, and all eventuality, his repatriation will become a reality. So will Nirav Modi and Vijay Mallya, even their case is on the line. Here's how India is pushing the case. And then we have Vijay Agarwal, Mehul Choksi's lawyer, joining us on the other side.
The Indian team is ready with mountain of evidence. The jet is ready to take him back to India. It's just a matter of time before Mehul Choksi is dragged back.
The 30,400K scam, the PNB scam, where Mehul Choksi now seeing he's in prison and he's getting his first taste of prison right there in Dominica, finding himself in prison for the next 30 days. He's possibly going to try and speak to his legal team, trying to get a sense of what has to happen forward. But for now, Mehul Choksi is going to be in police custody.
For the last 1 week, there have been several theories and many characters linked to the case. From his cousin Chetan Choksi, who landed in Dominica and is accused of bribing Dominican opposition. Protests outside the court demanding Choksi to be sent to Antigua, echoing the Dominican opposition.
There is an appeal that lies to a decision against him or a decision for him in the Eastern Caribbean Court of Appeal, and beyond that to the Caribbean Court of Justice, which is our apex court, the final court in this region.
And even the mystery woman who is believed to have honey-trapped Choksi.
My husband, if he was walking, she would start walking and start a conversation and such. And that she was there for a week. Then she was there again this year in April for a few days. And after that, she came back she was seen around the 18th of May. And I believe she contacted my husband on the thereabouts. And then they would go for a walk. Friday and Saturday, they went to a very public beach for a walk. And on Sunday, she was insisting on going to a very secluded place for a walk, which my husband was not at all keen. He was very tired that day. So he said he just wanted to go for dinner. And that's what we know.
While the agencies put the puzzle in place, they haven't taken their focus off the target, that is to bring back Choksi. Indian government has made its stand very clear.
Regarding the specific case of Mehul Choksi, we understand that he is currently in the custody of Dominican authorities and certain legal proceedings are underway. We will continue to make all efforts to ensure that he is brought back to India.
Choksi will be in Dominica prison for the next 30 days. His return to India is inevitable. His nephew and PNB scam co-accused Nirav Modi is in London prison. His extradition files are moving further, and government is closer to Mallya extradition as well. Very soon, it will be endgame for these fugitives. Let's debate.
Joining us on the debate tonight are Vijay Agarwal, Mehul Choksi's lawyer, Guru Prakash Paswan, who's spokesperson for the BJP, Suhail Seth, managing partner, Counselage India, and also a brand guru, Smita Prakash, editor, ANI on the broadcast this evening, KK Manan, senior advocate, Supreme Court, Hari Prasad, who's a whistleblower, has been a victim of the Choksi and Nirav Modi scam, the PNB scam. Kapil Madan is an advocate from Delhi. Sujata Paul, political analyst. Asghar Khan, advocate, Supreme Court. Let me start with Vijay Agarwal with the developments in Dominica this evening. Mr. Agarwal, you said, on Republic TV, you said our stand that Mehul Choksi is in illegal detention as he was required to be produced within 72 hours before the magistrate was not produced. He's been vindicated, is what you said on Republic. But what the magistrate has done in Dominica, Mr. Agarwal, is deny your client bail. Isn't it clear that the eye of suspicion is still on Mr. Mehul Choksi?
He is being tried for illegal entry into Dominica. And it is Mr. Mehul Choksi's defense that he did not go there voluntarily. He has been kidnapped. So there will be a full dress trial, and it is the first court. There will be higher court for bail also. So you cannot conclude that just because a bail has not been granted, so bail was not, the bail hearing is not just on the basis of whether a person has committed a crime or not. That will be determined only under trial, not before that.
Okay. A verdict may not be out yet. We know it will go on for the next 1 month, but he will also be in prison for the next 1 month. He will be in police custody for the next 1 month, right? It's not what you wanted. You wanted him out of the police custody. You fought against the Dominican police. And the next date of hearing likely to be in July. What is your course of action, Mr. Agarwal?
In between, there can be more petitions. There can be bails. So it is the main habeas petition that the date for that has gone in July. But the other petitions can be there. So, but the only thing is that I was told that India plane is waiting, and it is already on the runway, and it is waiting for, the door is open for Mr. Mehul Choksi. He will get in and the plane will fly with the officers back. So the plane will wait and the officers will enjoy themselves on the taxpayers' money for 1 month more. I have no worries.
Yeah, we'll keep
wish
this.
them good luck. They should enjoy the beaches in Dominica.
I will record this response of yours and we'll play it out to you 1 month or whenever that happens, Mr. Agarwal. We'll record this, okay? We'll remember this. We'll remember this.
Niranjan, I know that you are very sharp and you will not let me go easily.
No.
I'm your admirer, don't worry.
Sir, I have some more questions. Now, I know, what have you been told and instructed by the family of Mr. Mehul Choksi with him being imprisoned? How are they taking the situation? We spoke to Miss Preeti Choksi yesterday. She had a lot of things to say about the manner in which he was picked up. She alleged her husband was kidnapped.
Yes, so of course, nobody's family is going to be happy if the person is imprisoned. So that's the job. You please understand that how difficult a lawyer's job is, that when you take the brief of a client and the family thinks that the lawyer is a hero and he will get the man out and the man is in custody. So it becomes difficult for us to look into their eyes. On your panel, I can see Mr. Manan is a very, very prominent defense counsel. So he will explain to you that for a lawyer, getting a brief of bail and arguing and getting it for clients is so important.
No, let me tell you, there has been a very big development. There have been two big developments. I'll get a couple of last responses from you before opening up the panel. The mood of these two nations, Antigua and also Dominica, Mr. Agarwal, seems to be against Choksi. Today, the Antiguan cabinet, a few hours back, has referred to him as the Choksi problem, saying it's a Choksi problem, and they feel that he should be sent straight from Dominica to India. They're saying we don't want to deal with this problem. Governments are against your client. Opposition seems to be otherwise backing your case, not directly but indirectly. Do you have a truck with them? Does your client have a truck with them? Have they met any of the opposition leaders?
हम तूफानों से ही कश्ती निकालते हैं. When I signed a 2G case, then the whole world was against my clients. But what happened ultimately? So I have never bothered what politicians feel, what politicians talk. Rather, I had my client family has been sending me pictures from your channel itself. You were the first one to report that today there were some people with the placards outside the Dominican court stating that he should be sent back to Dominica. He should be sent back to Antigua. So these are various views. So we do not go by that which political party is against whom. In 2G case, government fell. So please see, we believe in the court. So Antigua court, whole cabinet, anybody may say anything. But there are two stays which are operating in our favor. We have challenged the vires and the constitutionality of the Antiguan Extradition Act as well as the Citizenship Act. So in both the acts, we are enjoying the stay. So we believe in the court. So in India, very recently there was a bill passed by the Maharashtra government. It was scrapped by the Supreme Court. So we say politician proposes, court disposes.
Yeah, one last question. You didn't answer my question very smartly. You're a very you're a great lawyer.
No, I'll not cut any question. Please ask. I might have missed.
Okay, let me rephrase that question. and add another fact to it. Dominica's leader of opposition, Lennox Linton, you know him, right? He was inside the courtroom yesterday.
I don't know any politician. I don't know any politician.
No, I meant you must have heard his name in the past. Yes. He was linked to the brother of your client. Now, he interestingly has also filed an appeal in the court. Mr. Agarwal, were you aware of that? He calls it an international scandal. He wants the Dominican government investigated for it. Very interesting, isn't it, that the opposition leader is fighting the Dominican government, which wants Mehul Choksi straight to be brought to India.
Please see, the two opposite political parties are in the business of speaking opposite to each other. If we two lawyers appear opposite each other, we are paid, we are briefed to oppose each other. So, of course, two political opponents are going to oppose each other. But this filing some appeal is a news to me. I have not heard anything like that. So if two people are having their views, so it might affect otherwise. I don't take cognizance of all these political views.
Okay, Mr. Agarwal, let's see where the story goes. Next month is going to be very, very interesting. I'll let you go at this point. Thank you. Thank you. Let me get to Smita. Smita, you see, you're a journalist and you've been tracking the journey of this man called Mehul Choksi, right? Case in Mumbai, went missing, reported to be underground in New York at some point. Went missing, lands up in Antigua, goes missing, lands up in Dominica. And what a case now. He's bought himself 1 month time. And we all know it's not going to be easy, but it's turning out to be more and more interesting. Is it another cat and mouse game? It's you know, like, it's diplomatic brinkmanship versus legal strategy at play right now.
Niranjan, first and foremost, you know, the lawyer that you had speak before me, Choksi's lawyer, he smirkingly says that taxpayers' money will be spent on Indian enforcement officials who are in Dominica right now trying to bring Choksi back. I think Indian taxpayers don't grudge that. They are trying to get back a man who's been accused of stealing taxpayers' money. He's a chore. He's been stealing taxpayers' money of how much? 13,500 crores. So if even 1 crore is spent, or even 1.5 crores is spent in the next month for boarding and lodging of these officials who are working in national interest to get back a fugitive, it's money well spent. I think Mr. Choksi's lawyer should know this. I don't think the Indian taxpayer will grudge that. And as he said, you know, Choksi has several avenues available to him, 2 courts, political backing in Dominica. So he will use that. ठीक है, wait कर लेंगे. India has waited since 2018, all these loops in the judicial system, in the international system that Choksi and his nephew Nirav Modi has used. Antigua and Barbuda government does not want Choksi back. The Prime Minister has clearly said that it's the problem of Dominica now and they should deal with it. Another thing which I want to know is that why is Antigua so keen now? What were they doing for the past 3 years that they were there? Why didn't they deport him then? Why didn't they extradite him? And I also like the cheek of Choksi's wife who's going on channels saying that her husband doesn't want to come back to India. So he should be sent back to India by Dominica. How convenient is that? I mean, I like this. I'm sorry I'm using this very sarcastic tone, Niranjan, on the show, but it's quite baffling that right. India, Antigua and Dominica is now supposed to do what Choksi wants them to do.
Smita, my question to the government, that who is the responsible for the hard-earned money of the poor citizens of India? This is we bring the Choksi here, we bring the Nirav Modi here, Mallya here. Doesn't matter. क्या हम इनका अचार डालेंगे? What about the money? How the money will come to the country? When it will come to the country? Who is the responsible? Why the government has given the clearance certificate?
Sir, this is not a Hollywood thriller. This is not a Hollywood thriller. Hero को पकड़ के लेके आएगा and he will give it off to the Indian government and the money will also come. It takes, these processes take the tedious number
I am
of
not
years.
concerned
But there
with
is
the
a
other
precedent,
thing.
right? There is a precedent that has happened. The red collar notice for Choksi was done. And Christian Michael, who was accused in the VVIP helicopter case, he was brought back to India from UAE, right? So if Dominica wants, Choksi will be brought back. If Dominica wants to be counted among the rogue nations in the world that wants to side with a fugitive against whom there is an Interpol alert, or does it want to be counted in the Committee of Nations that follow processes of law?
Now, Mr. Asghar Khan, what did you say? इसको लेके अचार डालेंगे. What did you say? I mean, what are you talking about? You speak.
Yes.
Hear me out.
What about the money?
You hear me out. Yeah, I'll tell you what about the money. No. Let me tell you. You asked about the money. Let me tell you about the money. Do you know the development today? Okay, Mr. Asghar Khan. I don't want to speak over you. I don't want to speak over you. I'll give you your turn. I request you to hear me out. There's a fact. I'm trying to put a fact on the table and put the question. Hear me out. 1 second. Hear me out. You know what has happened today, sir? SBI-led banks can today sell Vijay Mallya's properties and shares worth 5,646 crore, a development that happened today in the last 24 hours. So the process has begun. Now, you're saying that we shouldn't, go ahead and ensure that we recover the money, but we shouldn't even get them back. You have a problem with India getting them back and recovering all the money that is lost. Ask Hari Prasad. Hari Prasad has lost 13 crore of his own hard-earned money. Hari Prasad, why don't you please tell your story to Mr. Asghar Khan? Why don't you tell? Okay, hear him out, sir. Asghar Khan. You hear him out. You hear Hari Prasad. You hear Hari Prasad. Sir, you hear Hari Prasad and then you can respond. Hari Prasad, why don't you tell your story to Asghar Khan?
Yes. Well, whatever Mr. Asghar is telling regarding who gave the clearance certificate to Choksi, one he got from Mumbai police and one he got from MEA. But it seems that there is no due diligence is done by anybody to give the clearance certificate, because before getting the clearance certificate, there were about 30 to 40 cases, criminal cases running on Choksi all over India. So, and this information is available with every possible agency. I don't know. I know Mr. Choksi is very smart. He knows how to manage matters with different people in different levels. So definitely he has bought his way through for getting the clearance certificate. But it is purely he got a citizenship based on a wrong declaration that he had no criminal cases pending in India. And for that he produced some certificate. Now we can prove that there were criminal cases against him before 2017, a lot of criminal cases. So automatically it is possible for the Antigone government to cancel his passport because it's based on the wrong declaration, wrong fraudulent information or fraudulent certificate. So I don't know how...
I'm also in favor he should be bring to the India.
Now, what's your point, sir, Mr. Asghar Khan? What's your point? What's your point? Make your point. What's your point?
Yeah, my point is, I'm also in favor it should bring to India.
Okay.
But what about the money? 13,500 crores. Do you adopt any step that how you recover the money? The first question to the government that why the clearance certificate was issued to him. Who audited? Who is responsible for the hard-earned money of the poor people of Indian citizen? There are so many things. This is all ghotala at the stance of the government and politicians. I agree with you.
I agree with you, and I don't want to get into the ghotala of who really helped Choksi, which political party was in power. That's a debate for another day. And the links to political parties can go on and on. I don't even want to get into that. Because today's debate is about bringing Choksi back, right? Today's debate is about bringing... Ask Mr. Manan. Mr. Manan, how difficult is it, sir? The CBI, we had the pictures of the officials.
Back.
No, you're asking how do we recover the money? We have started recovering the money. We have started recovering the money. I just told you today, sir, in the last 24 hours, banks led by SBI have been given the green signal to sell Mallya's properties. 5,646 crore rupees monies coming back to the banks where they belong. Mr. Manan, you saw those officials there. They're there on a mission. Mr. Manan.
Ranjanji,
but how the rest
topic is not that whose money, whose not money, and he interrupted is my good friend. talk like a lawyer, Asghar Khan. Don't talk like a politician here. Please, for God's sake, be a lawyer only on the channel. One.
I am here not as a politician, but neither
Please
liar
now
nor politician.
Hear him out,
I am
hear him out,
here as a
Asghar Khan.
citizen of India.
Hear him out, sir. Hear him out, sir.
I am here.
Sir,
just
you
a
hear him
citizen
out,
of
Mr.
India.
Asghar Khan. You hear him out on this. Yeah,
And
hear
you
him
know
out.
how much
Hear him out.
tax I pay. Please now listen me. You see, now the question is very simple. Antigua government has already said that we don't want this fugitive anymore. One. Number two, so far as the country in which he has been arrested, only question before that country and the court is that his entry is illegal. For that purpose, his 30 days custody, meaning by that his trial will be there now for his illegal entry. Maximum sentence, I do not know what is the sentence there or the fine is there. Pursue it for a moment. After 1 month, the court come at the conclusion that he is held guilty for wrong entry in the country, illegal entry in the country. But thereafter, after sentencing him, the government of that country even remit his sentence and can send him to India immediately. No bar is there. Number three, you see that it is not a question whether he is a national of this country or not. He is a national of Antigua. Whatever it is, you have seen it and we have seen it. Number of people have been brought in India and a number of people have gone from India who were not the national either of that country or of this country. Question is not of the nationality. Question is that whether this gentleman, I will use the word gentleman until he will be convicted. And I will not say and utter even a single word. Where is Vijay? I would like to reply to him also that he is enjoying. No, I don't say that he is enjoying. He must be in a pain. He must, so far as Choksi is concerned, 1 month jail is jail always. And jail is not a 5-star hotel. And he is weeping in the court. He says that I'm enjoying the facilities, whatever it is being given by that country. But the question before us is today whether this gentleman who has looted this country and taxpayers' money of 14,000 crore, not only he, two others are also. As you said, now the process has been started. Welcome for this, the move which has been initiated by the Indian government and the Indian investigating agencies. But I can plead his case being a defense counsel in India. But I am the last person to criticize my country or my country's investigating agencies in abroad. No, I am the last person. Even I was offered a case. I do not want to name. I was also offered the case but refused because we are first Indian. I am a lawyer of India. Not just only for earning. Everything is not for money. So my respectful submissions before every lawyer that talk sense, being a lawyer, that we can't go out of the topic, and topic is very simple. Now that court has given 30 days custody, meaning by it is crystal clear that that court will try the case for his illegal entry in the country, and thereafter tomorrow the court may say that 30 days he spent in the jail, he may be undergone. Thereafter, again, he will have to be deported either from where he has come, but that country has already filed an affidavit or made a submission before the concerned court that they do not want him to be in their country and he may be sent to India.
Mr. Manan to Mr. Madan now. Madan, look at what India is up against, right? Now, India did not broadcast or advertise that we're sending a jet. India did not broadcast or advertise that the CBI officials will be flying on a jet. India did not broadcast or advertise that we will be sending 7 sets of documents, right? But we are fighting silently to bring this man back, right? Nobody advertised it. But look what we are up against. We are up against the opposition in Dominica, which has filed an appeal to investigate the Dominican government instead. We're up against the opposition in Antigua, which is against Mehul Choksi being extradited to India. So, you know, there are people in India who don't want him back. There is an opposition in Antigua that does not want him back.
Courts are not concerned.
That is what. No, that's what I'm saying. Look at what we're up against.
You have no. I'm replying.
Yeah.
Have you seen? Have you found? Have you heard? 5 judges bench in Calcutta High Court in TMC that people that how the judge while passing the bail order know that what is going on outside the court. It is court is not concerned with all this.
So I was asking Mr. Madan.
Inside the court has to see what is before them produced by the investigating agency. That's all.
Absolutely. Madan. Kapil Madan.
So Niranjan, I would like to clarify. Yeah, I would like to clarify a few facts here, few very important facts here. It is an admitted fact that the Indian government has initiated the extradition proceedings in Antigua, and there is a stay by the courts in Antigua on the extradition process. It is also an admitted fact that Mr. Choksi has taken Antiguan citizenship, and the government has also challenged the factum of grant of citizenship there. Now, what appears from here? It appears that the Indian government acknowledges the fact that, yes, he is an Antiguan citizen. Point number one. Now, I would also like to point out that India is signatory to an international convention called International Convention for Protection of All Persons from Enforced Disappearances. Now, see, in the context of what is happening here, now, Mr. Choksi's arrest in Dominica is under cloud. There is a suspicion whether he was abducted, and there are circumstances that suggest that he was caught in Dominica under suspicion circumstances. Now see the situation. If tomorrow the government is able to bring him back here, and if he challenged the entire procedure here in Indian courts, and if Indian courts hold that his extradition here was in violation of the international treaty and the Indian Extradition Act, then I would say that the government has done a self-goal. All I am trying to say here is that though the government is trying to speed up the process, but while aiming to speeding up, they are definitely crossing the line and they are being rash in their approach. This is what I'll have to say.
I'll tell you. Now, you threw some legalese on the debate. Let me tell you, the way I understand it, I'll take the Antiguan Prime Minister on record. I'll take what the Dominican government has said in court on record, okay? I'll purely go by that. Suhail, see, obviously we are not, our officials are not, naive to just land up there and ask for him to be put on a jet, right? So, Antiguan government says he's persona non grata, right? And they've produced enough documents and they have their argument in place. Dominican government says they want Choksi's case to be struck down, right? It's simple. Dominican government is in agreement that they want the case to be struck down. Antiguan government says they want him sent back, right? Obviously, they must have some legal basis to back India's claims to have him sent back to India. I don't know what's the big deal about, Suhail.
I haven't actually understood this whole debate other than what Smita began with and what Mr. Manan spoke about. Because, this must be such remarkable logic that it escapes all intellectual probity. The question that you've asked is very simple. Should Mehul Choksi be brought back to India? You'll have to be stupid to say no. The answer is yes. Why? He has committed a crime on Indian soil. Blue collar, white collar, different collar, doesn't matter. Number two, what do you want the Indian government to do? You want the Indian government to sit back, relax, let people commit crimes, white collar they may be in India, escape and never be punished or never be brought back to justice? I cannot imagine that even bright people can have such logic which defies all levels of intelligence. Number three, it's not about the wastage of money. Smita alluded to 1.5 crores. I don't know the cost of private jets. All I can tell you is the cost of bringing back Mehul Choksi pales in comparison to the volume of money that he has defrauded Indian banks on. Number two, you will make demonstrable examples so that people in future are careful and understand that you can run, but you can't hide, and one day you will be brought back.
Why are you taking the same
Number
window?
three, I think the critical argument here is the Indian government taking all steps to bring Mehul Choksi back? The answer is yes. Whether you use a jet or a bloody boat or a yacht, doesn't matter. The fact is, a government cannot be seen. Now, let me tell you, Niranjan, if Narendra Modi didn't make the effort to bring him back, everyone would say Modi and Choksi are fellow Gujus and therefore they're not bringing back. So either way, you're done in. So my recommendation is, rather than us, extol virtues of India's judiciary or the wastage of money, which has stupid arguments, we should only ask ourselves one question. Should Mehul Choksi be brought back for justice? And the answer is yes. Is he still an Indian citizen? The answer is yes. India does not permit dual citizenship. The day he took Antiguan or whatever citizenship he took, he violated Indian citizenship norms. He has not gone through the formalities of surrendering his passport. He has not gone through the formalities of surrendering his Aadhaar and his PAN. For all effective purposes, the Indian investigative agencies are bang on. He's an Indian citizen, and the deportation is not a request from India. It is their right. Now, how the legal thing plays out and whether, officers hang on for a 1-month beach holiday, these are trivial and facetious points to make on a national debate.
Yeah.
At times we've got to be serious about who we are and who we will become. It's a very simple thing. If Choksi, and we know he has defrauded Punjab National Bank of the exact figure, actually 13,700 crores. So a lot of people said 500, you will diminish it by 200. I think he needs to be brought back as simple. And it's regardless, Niranjan, of which government. Please don't make this, and neither should the BJP take credit. Oh, say BJP brought him back. No. The Indian investigative agencies brought him back. The Indian judicial system will give him punishment. This must not go to the khata or the credit book of Narendra Modi or Amit Shah or Rahul Gandhi or Akhilesh Yadav. It is an India story. An Indian has committed a crime, defrauded an Indian bank, and he will be served justice at the hands of the Indian judicial system. Let's not play politics with this. Some people were saying, oh, it's a deflective strategy, blah, blah, blah. The problem with us, Niranjan, is in India, we have a problem for every solution. If something is going right, we say, nahi, isme to kuch, dal mein to zarur kuch kala hai. So rather than worry about these things, let's use our intelligence. We are on Republic. We're not on an entertainment channel. And we have to be serious about our discussions.
Yeah.
The question that you asked is well framed. Will he be back? Should he be back? The answer to both is yes. On the first, I don't know the timeline. On the second, I know he will be back. Thank you, and have a fine discussion. I'm obviously here, but I will not interrupt anyone. Thank you.
So let me put this question to Kapil Madar. Let me put this question to Sujata Paul and Guru Prakash. Guru Prakash can respond to all of the points that have been made. Just some of the observations that were made, right? In the last 3 years, there was a comment by the CPM, which right after the scam, came to light, said whether it is Malia, Mehul Choksi, Nirav Modi, clearly none of them could have fled India after looting millions without direct complicity of the Modi government. Yes, you can question the government on a few points where they need to be questioned, right? Now, for example, there is a parliamentarian called Rahul Gandhi who last year accused the RBI of writing off loans to economic fugitives. Silent now when India is almost dragging back Mehul Choksi by the collar. Nobody's talking about it, right? Not a word for our agencies, right? And today, Malia's properties, nearly 5,600 of them, were given, clearance to be sold off by the banks. Now, there is this party called the Congress Party, which in 2015, they pulled out some clips saying that Prime Minister had hosted Mehul Choksi in his house, called him Mehul Bhai. Silent now, and the government is almost, on the verge of getting Mehul Choksi back. There was a video that they had put out. CPM, once again, Sitaram Yechury had said Modi was clicked with this guy in Davos months after the income tax report. Choksi was in the Prime Minister's residence, blah, 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 blah. Silent when India's going all out to bring Choksi back. Now, politically, there is obviously something that's happening beneath the surface as well, Sujata. Why are parties also nervous as Choksi, Nirav and Malia coming back?
Not at all, Niranjan. In fact, like Suhail said, and I'll go with him, this is the problem of the country. Why do we divide the country on every issue? He's a criminal who's defrauded the country, and we need to get him back. The opposition leaders have been asking the government to bring him back. They have questioned the government as to how he fled the country, how the others fled the country. That's a different issue. Your debate today is about him coming back. And do we have a foolproof system where he will come back? That is the point. Yes, we all want him back because this is our hard-earned money. And again, like Sohail said, these are all petty matters of how much money is being spent to get him back. That is not the issue. He needs to come back. But are we ready to make the case foolproof, absolutely tight, so that we can bring him back? Because somebody was mentioning extradition and deportation. I would like to tell her that deportation is what can happen from where he is right now, that is Dominica. But when you talk about Antigua and Barbuda, it will be extradition because he's taken up citizenship of that country. However, if our government is able to, and we are a country in this matter, please remember, let us not get divided because we are fighting together in this. We want him back. And this gentleman is being supported by the opposition of Antigua and Barbuda. So shouldn't our government lobby with them or do whatever it takes
Why do we have to lobby with
that
them?
everybody is on board? It's a very small country. Get him back, punish him. The rest we will see how the procedure goes. That is for the judiciary to decide. You and I cannot decide on that.
No, but why should we lobby with the opposition? The governments on both countries are on board. Guru? Are we missing something? Because last we heard we had enough document, enough proof with us. I'll just tell you the 7 sets of documents that India has produced in court. Let me spell that out. 4 sets of charge sheet and supplementary charge sheet against Mehul Choksi, Red Corner notice and the communication with Interpol, extradition request made under UN Convention, order of the lower court of Antigua and Barbuda allowing extradition, petition in the High Court by Antigua for cancellation of his citizenship, a communication with Antigua and Barbuda on cancellation of a citizenship which was acquired illegally, PMLA case papers, declaration of Choksi as a fugitive economic offender. We have all of this. We've given it in court. Why do we have to lobby? Antiguan government says we are ready to revoke his citizenship. I don't know what's going on. Guru?
Niranjan, I was patiently listening to the very informed debate, but I'm completely astonished by the smile in the face of Mr. Vijay Agarwal while he made those foolish statements. Let me put this on record that the government's firm commitment, it was reflective on March 18, 2021 itself, when the Finance Minister, Nirmala Sitharaman, categorically said that the fugitive businessmen Vijay Mallya, Nirav Modi, Mehul Choksi are coming back to India. And this is very important. Mr. Asghar Khan, my co-panelist, also asked, when did the scam happen? Under whose government the scam happened? Let me remind him, respectfully, David Dorset, Mehul Choksi's lawyer, in an interview in 2018 had said that Choksi had a loose alliance with the Congress party. Point number 1. Point number 2, former Finance Minister P. Chidambaram had favored 7 companies, including Mehul Choksi's Gitanjali Group in 2013-14, when the UP introduced 80:20 import rule for gold traders. That is the point. And secondly, and most importantly, the governments are together, the Antiguan government, the Dominican government, the government of India, they're all working in close connection. The Honorable Prime Minister of Dominica has put this on record, that we are determined to revoke Choksi's citizenship in any case, to concurrently pursue his extradition to India. So I seriously don't understand. The only point is that Mr. Agarwal and Mr. Asghar Khan, they don't realize that the dispensation is not of UPA. It is the NDA. And our record on governance, transparency, clean governance is known to all. The CBI, the ED, the income tax, they are making a coordinated effort. So this point I seriously don't understand. It is beyond my comprehension. When there is a point on what is going to be the expenditure, it is a very futile argument. Niranjan, we must understand. It is the question of the respect of 130 crore plus people of India. You cannot run away. You cannot commit a crime in India and run away and escape. It was under the UPA government and the country is aware of it when they ran away. The fact that the process has now been initiated, the fact that they're running is in itself indicative of our commitment to clean governance. So I seriously don't understand. And all this while, we have seen the vitiate campaign of Congress party, which said that Narendra Modi has in cahoots with the likes of Nirav Modi. I would also like to respond to this question of Mr. Nirav Modi being spotted in Davos. It has been made categorically clear that it was an impromptu photo. He was not the member of any sort of delegation. So this misinformation campaign of the Congress party and part
Suhail wants to come
intellectual
in.
establishment who want them. It is unfortunate. It is unfortunate. In
Suhail is
less than
saying
a month's time, we are going to see some positive impact.
Yeah, Suhail, what were you saying, Suhail?
1 minute. You know what Guru just said? I don't know how many on this panel have been to Davos. I've been to Davos about 10 or 12 times. Now, let me tell you, there are delegations which are brought by either CII or FICCI. They go there, any minister, prime minister of any country comes and you take a group program. You know, it's not as if the prime minister saying, oh, what is your biodata? Where are you from? How many crimes have you committed? Are you a decent person? No. So, you know, sometimes we use inanities to prove the wrong argument. As Sujata said, it is a national issue. It is not a BJP/Congress issue. Don't make it that. Number two, my appeal to Guru would be, since obviously he's very powerful and he's a spokesperson of the ruling dispensation, when Mehul Choksi comes back, don't have half the cabinet there, you know, giving him bouquets or, you know, thumping their chest or tweeting insanely. It is a judicial intervention. Respect that and make sure that he's treated as a criminal and not as a hero who is winning some cause for you. And I'm sure the BJP understands that. You know, they seem to know communication in some ways. My final point, Niranjan, is Antigua and in fact the entire Caribbean countries in the last 10 days, from May 23 till now, have been slammed in all international media because their citizen investment program called CIP, where you pay a certain amount of money and get automatic citizenship, is now coming under a cloud. No one wants to deal with havens for either criminality or money laundering. So it would be to Antigua's advantage and Dominica's advantage, with some jokers called the Dominican Republic. That shows you how much geography knowledge we have. It'll be to their advantage if they actually extradite Mehul Choksi.
Yeah. Smita wanted to come in.
You want to have that brand association with your country.
Yeah, Smita. Smita, go ahead.
Yeah, Niranjan, I think Suhail is perfectly right that Suhail is right when he says that it's kosher for India to try every tactic to get him back, because Choksi is using every legal loophole. He's using money power. He's playing the media. I mean, he has an Interpol alert out for him. And the local press in Dominica, they are support, and that Mehul Choksi's brother, you just mentioned, he's a bank defaulter too. And he's allegedly promised election funding to Dominica's leader of the opposition.
Yes.
This has been reported in the local press. But when you asked Choksi's lawyer just now whether he knew opposition leader Lennox Linton, he quickly said, I don't know any politician. And then another person out here, he says that, you know, the courts are not bothered about what politicians say. It's a very utopian logic that, you know, the courts are not influenced with all this. I'm sorry, but in the coming days, I won't be surprised if some linkages come up between Dominican politicians and suspicious political cartels or business fronts who don't want Choksi back in India, just like, you know, those who did want Choksi's nephew Nirav back in India, because, you know, they could spill the beans on some top level politicians who and I'm not talking about Dominica, I'm talking about India.
You know, Smita, somebody asked me, why are you talking about the opposition? It doesn't matter. Let me tell you why I spoke about it. I spoke about it because there are two developments. One is the opposition leader in Dominica is filed an appeal fighting against the Dominican government, which is a distraction. He wants the Dominican government to be investigated for what he calls an international scandal, which is a distraction. Let me tell you, the Prime Minister of Antigua, he sent a message, right? I'm reading from his message. He said, and I'm quoting from his message, okay? This was sent, I'll tell you, he sent me this message when I asked him for an interview yesterday at around 1:34 a.m. He said, Choksi changed his lawyer to a well-known member of the UPP, which is the Antiguan opposition party. He said Choksi, I repeat, he said Choksi's changed his lawyer to a well-known member of the UPP, former Attorney General under the UPP, Justin Simon. Tell me, why shouldn't, it's a relevant question. They're trying every trick in the book. They're using the politicians there, the opposition parties there, Mr. Manan. It's a reality, it's happening. It's happening.
You see, he has engaged top lawyers. If he was a Attorney General of the country, meaning-wise, must be a top lawyer of the country. If he has engaged a top lawyer of that country, there are 5 who have come from England also. who are assisting that former Attorney General there. So, being accused by any lawyer, not a question. But I can say with Mr. Suhail and Smita, whatever they have said, I totally agree with only one thing which I would like to add, that we all Indians, whether we don't see Rahul Gandhi, Modi ji, or this and that, we Indian taxpayers and a whole country today treating him as a criminal, and we want that we should come here and face the charge.
Yeah.
That's all. Nothing else.
We all want him to do that. Yes, Kapil, what are you saying? Kapil Madan.
So nobody here is disputing, Niranjan, that he should not be brought back. The point here, we should stress here that due process of the law should be followed. Else what will happen?
And why do you think it's not being followed? Why do you think it's not being followed? How are you sure it's not being followed?
No, let me explain. Allow me to explain. Now, the point I was trying to make earlier was that there is an extradition pending. There is a challenge to the citizenship pending. Now the point is, if it is proved in any court, if reports are to be believed that he was actually abducted, and if it is to be proved before any court, my point is that the entire process of extradition will get vitiated, and India
we may be jumping the gun there, Kapil. Kapil, we may be jumping the gun.
I'm not jumping.
We may be jumping the gun. You know what? I don't have too much of time, but you know, every time this Choksi issue comes up, right? Hari Prasad sends me a text. Hari Prasad on this show sends me a text. He's a victim and also a whistleblower, right? Hari Prasad sends me a text in a video and he says, Choksi is not coming back. However, he's won cases against Choksi. He's fighting against Choksi. He's lost several crores to Choksi. Why do you say he's not coming back, Hari Prasad? Do you still feel he's not going to come back?
Of money, and he knows how to use the legal loopholes. He has used the same tactics in India also. He made connections with all kinds of powerful people. He escaped from here. He's doing everything in any country he can do because he has tons of money. With the cash checkbook, he can buy anybody. I don't know. It is not difficult for him to buy people in a small country like Antigua and Dominica.
Yeah.
So that's why I said that he's not going to come back. So
okay. You know, Hari Prasad, I would be a little positive. I would say that we are doing everything that we possibly can. Look how far we've come with the Mallya case, and look how far we've come with the Nirav Modi case. Be positive, Hari Prasad. 1 month is a long time. A lot can change. And let me end with one question. Do you know Choksi donated funds to a political party? I'm not taking any party's name. And do you know the links of the PNB scam and to a property that was rented somewhere in India, somewhere where to close to where I am? I won't say a word, but I think we'll all be naive if we say that politics is not interlinked in this entire case of Mehul Choksi, Nirav Modi and Vijay Mallya. We'll leave it at that for now. Suhail, Guru, Smita, Mr. Manan, Kapil Madan, Sujata, Asgar and Hari Prasad, thank you for joining us on the show. Thank you. And at 10 p.m. we have a special broadcast, as promised, reports from across India on how we as a country are fighting back COVID-19. Stay tuned.